Blewits are amazing mushrooms. They're very meaty, making them an obvious choice as a meat substitute. Here I'm using them in a fake beef burrito that would satisfy even the staunchest carnivore, and I'll show you how I do it. I start by pitting and slicing up a few olives, and then I chop up a handful of tiny, sweet and spicy red peppers. Once they're all chopped, it's time to chop up the blewits. First, I chop them in half to take a close look for any burrowing insects. So far, so good. So I chop them finer and finer, always checking for insects. These were wild-picked mushrooms, so there's always a chance that there's some bugs in there. But luckily these are bug-free. Eventually they're diced, so I mix everything and mince with the cleaver. Their distinctive color is a feast for the eyes. Next, I chop up a garlic green. Followed by a couple of very long chives. Next, I add a blast of my secret homemade pepper powder for a spicy kick. Season it to your taste and be sure to add a generous amount of soy sauce. It is important to use fermented soy sauce for a rich, satisfying flavor. Everything is combined in a bowl. I make everything from scratch, so now I mix some batter for the wrap. By the time it's ready, the griddle is warm. After I pour out the batter, I raise the temperature. This gives me time to spread out the batter before it hardens. With the griddle still hot, I dump out the filling and spread it out evenly. While it sautés, I chop some fresh Thai basil as garnish. Everything except the olives came from the garden. Next, a fresh picked tomato is diced. Now that the mushrooms have cooked, some pre-cooked brown rice is added, and it is sautéed for a few minutes longer. The aroma is sensational. Now we can really see how meaty these mushrooms are. After putting the filling onto the wrap, I add some vegan cheese, followed by my homemade guacamole, and then some of the basil and arugula, from the garden, of course, and finally the tomato. It's ready to eat. A homemade wrap is only made correctly if it has to be eaten with a knife and fork. I feel so blessed to be able to step outside and pick these amazing mushrooms during this very brief season each year. I've been building my body strictly from plants for my entire adult life, and I'm happy to call this rabbit food. After all, they don't call me Tommy Bunny for nothing.